Hello, I'm Ben. Welcome to the channel. So today we're going to talk about reasons that people dislike you. This is not something people talk about often anymore because everybody is so offended and so this and so that, where self-preservation has taken the place of self-improvement, which it should not. So we're going to talk about why people dislike you, and this is going to impact you in the workplace. It's going to impact how successful you are. There's a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's a great book to read. If you haven't read that, you should take a look at it. It's nearly 100 years old, that book, and is still a bestseller still today. But when you talk about why people dislike you, one of the common things that comes up is poor listening skills. So if you're listening to people, you're interrupting them, you're waiting on them to stop talking so you can say the next thing you thought about, or you're not paying attention, poor listening will be one of the reasons people dislike you. They don't like being around you. They don't like talking to you because you're doing those things. The next is negative attitude. If you are constantly complaining, it drains people's energy. They don't want you around because they have a hard enough day as it is. They have their own battles they're fighting. And if you're constantly complaining about your situation, you're not helping them with an attitude. You're not helping them with a situation where you seem grateful for what's going on. So you're draining their energy. You're an anchor around their neck. The next would be arrogance. People do not like people that try to act superior or dismiss them or what they believe or what they think. Arrogance gets under people's skin very quickly. So, there's a big difference between self-control and self-reliance and arrogance. Arrogance is ugly, okay? It's a negative trait. So if you're bragging or doing something that is offensive typically, then most likely you're letting your arrogance push people away from you. The next is lack of respect. When you ignore boundaries or you're being specifically rude or loud or acting like a child or filming yourself in public like no one else is there or not paying attention, have your eyes down where you're not looking around you and you're unaware of other people being in the world, that's lack of respect. People can't stand that. Okay, that not only will get you disliked, it's dangerous. You can get hit by a car doing that, being all disrespectful. The next is fake behavior. When people are not genuine or two-faced, people learn that very quickly. People often think if they're talking to me about other folks, then how do they talk about me elsewhere, right? So fake behavior, it will be a reason people dislike you. Hand in hand goes with that gossiping. Gossiping, when you're talking behind people's backs, you break their trust. And if you're doing it with one person, then when you leave that person, they're thinking, wow, they talk about me the same way. I know they do. It's just a way to break trust and not have any friends. Next is self-centeredness. When you're always about you, you're not considering others. You're not considering what other people are going through. You don't compliment anybody else. You're just focused on yourself all the time. I said that in the previous video. Nobody's thinking about you. They're thinking about their own situations and everything else. So don't do that yourself. Be less self-centered. Try to show genuine care for the people around you. The next is unreliability. When you break promises or you have inconsistent behavior, you don't show up when you say you will, that unreliability becomes a risk at some point. So just know that people will dislike you if you have that issue. The next is if you're jealous. If you're not happy for other people and you don't want to celebrate other people's wins, then basically it creates tension. People don't want you around. You can't celebrate the wins. They don't want you around the bad time because you're going to be anchored around their neck too. So there's no positive to you. So jealousy is the reason why people don't like you. And the last reason, we don't even realize this anymore. Women, a lot of times when they describe their friends, they're describing this exact thing, and that's being overly critical. Someone that's judging you too much or bringing you down too much and saying overly negative things about you or acting like right now you haven't evolved at all in the last 15 years and treating you like the person you were 15 years ago. That being overly critical is just weak-minded. And people will not like that. It's rude and it's disrespectful. So there you go. There's 10 reasons why people would dislike you. If you're doing some of this, be aware. Self-aware will help you prevent a lot of these things. But try to learn that and ask for feedback, guys. If you see that people recoil when you're around, then find out why that's the case and see if you can improve it. If this is useful to you, please share. If you know somebody might be useful too, please like, please subscribe. I'm Ben. Be good.